Let's fix your Etsy shop. Okay, so you've been listing in your shop, maybe you've been following advice online, and you're still not seeing any sales. So today, I want you to come. I want you to pretend you're sitting right with me. We're going to pull up your Etsy shop, and we're going to do a little Etsy shop audit and figure out maybe where things are going wrong. I'm going to go over 5 areas that I always check and recheck when it comes to my shop and my listings. Now, I'm not just going to tell you the what, but I'm going to explain to you also the why it can make a difference. Hi, people, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for 700 subscribers. You guys are literally the best, and it actually means so much to me. And welcome in to anybody that's new. It's not too late to join the family, so welcome in. Join our little virtual group chat. I'm always free to talk in the comments. My name is Tianna. I'm just a super busy person, but I'm trying to build online income to hopefully have more time freedom, financial freedom, and I'm here on YouTube to witness you do the same. Like I said, we're going to talk about some of the reasons you might not be in sales in your shop. And throughout this video, remember, our customer is our priority. So we're going to look at all of this through their perspective. Okay, so the first one is SEO. So for a customer to even see your listing, your SEO has to be good enough so that the listing can appear in front of the customer when they search on Etsy. On Etsy, your SEO mostly comes down to your title and your tags. So you really want to make sure what you have as your title really matches what a customer would be searching. Your title might not be a literal description of what you're selling, but should use keywords that a customer might type in when they're searching for an item, even if they don't know what they're looking for yet. Now, this can be direct keywords or indirect keywords. Direct would be something more like new mom tumbler, and indirect would be something like gift for new mom. Both those searches could bring you to the exact same listing, but compare that to a keyword like pink name tumbler, which is more of a little description of the product and might not match what a customer is searching for. So it might be accurate to the product, but it might not be what your customer is searching. And if they are searching that, they're more likely to come across a huge variety of products. So it's less likely that what you're selling is what they want. Your tags work the same way. That's why most of it should be coming from your title, by the way. You want to try to cover different variations of what a customer would be searching to get to your product. You can find this by seeing what autofills in Etsy's search bar, or using external tools, or even looking at other listings that are similar to yours and seeing what other keywords they're going for. So once your listing is optimized with your title and your tags, it is going to show up in front of your customer. And one of the first things they're most likely going to see is your thumbnail image. So I want you to ask yourself this: if your listing were to be placed amongst best sellers within your niche, can yours compete? Now, this doesn't mean you have to be like the other best-selling listings out there, but I want you to ask yourself things like, are your mockups high quality like theirs are? Are your designs easy to read that you can see from the front page? Does your listing give off a certain aesthetic or vibe that would match your audience? Thumbnails are really your first impression to a customer, so you really want to make it count. How to incorporate elements that you might see in best-selling listings. Maybe there's a color that's doing really well. Maybe you can have that as your first image. Maybe you notice that in your niche, they prefer flat lay mockups over mockups with a model. Or maybe you notice that all the listings in your niche have a little badge that say fast shipping or more variations available. The decision to click or not to click for your customer is very fast, and you don't want your customer to drop out at first glance. Okay, now let's talk pricing, because this can really make or break your listing. Going back to the customer's perspective, so they're presented your listing because your SEO is good. They've seen your thumbnail, because that's usually what they see first. And next, usually what they see is your price. Now I want you to ask yourself, is your pricing competitive? Now remember, competitive does not mean the lowest. Your price should make sense for what other sellers are charging for a similar product and offer. So say that your pricing is higher. Does your listing seem more premium or more high quality than others to justify that cost? Are you offering something extra, like extra personalization, significantly better design, faster shipping? And on the other hand, with underpricing, you can accidentally be making your listing seem like it's lower quality. You can have the same price as other listings and still be competitive by offering more value for the same cost. So I want you to look at 3 to 5 best sellers in your niche and take note. What is their pricing? What is their offer? And how are they making their value and offer come across in their listings? These are things you want to put across some way in your thumbnail, if possible, so that someone can see the value before or at the same time they're seeing the price. Now, when someone does click into your listing, they get access to the rest of your listing, and this is where they decide whether you're trustworthy or not. For all the people that are getting clicks and visits, but they're not really getting any favorites or orders, this might be where you're losing the sale. Now, you do not need to be a professional designer, but your branding needs to be cohesive. This looks like sticking to a color palette with only 2-3 colors, using the same graphic, using 1 to 2, maybe 3 fonts within your logo, your banner, and your listing images. And I know that you might be getting your mock-ups and your color and size charts from other Etsy shops, but you want to do what you can to make that match your branding. So maybe take out the title that they have and make your own title with size chart with your own font to match. Or when it comes to a sizing chart, you can do what I do and I completely make my own sizing charts. If you want a tutorial on that, I can show you how I do it. You also want to make sure the rest of your shop is filled out. You don't want to make it seem like it was built overnight, even if it was. So you want to make sure you have your FAQs filled out and your about section filled out in your shop. So all your listing images, check. Your logo, check. Your banner, check. Your about section, check. Your listing descriptions, check. Don't let the customer have to hunt for answers or feel like they need to message you, because more times than not, they will just pick a different listing. Customers, especially for newer shops, want to feel confident in ordering from you. Okay, so your title is optimized, your listing images look good, your pricing is solid. Now you need to give people a reason to pick your listing over others, because there's a lot of sellers that have gotten to that point and they do have all the other things in check. So you got to give customers a reason to pick your listing over the other ones. So some things you can ask yourself is, do I offer unique personalization or some unique variations? Another way you can think is, am I targeting a niche in a specific way? Maybe it's like a humorous or fun type of way. Maybe you have a really good aesthetic that looks good. Maybe you have relatable phrases that really work well with that niche. Another way you can stand out, of course, is by reviews and social proof. And just really think to yourself, is your listing better designed? Is your listing more thoughtful than the other ones out there? And sometimes you literally have to tell your customer directly why they should shop from you and why your listing provides more. So you want this to come across. Maybe this is adding a features and benefits listing images to explain why your product is good quality. Maybe this is having a quick turnaround time. Maybe this is having a quality guarantee where someone gets a damaged product, they know that they can get a refund back. So guys, remember, SEO, thumbnail photo, pricing, trustworthiness, and what makes you stand out. It's not that your shop is bad, but sometimes you just need these small intentional changes that will make a difference on the customer's end. This is the kind of audit that I do my shop quite occasionally, just to make sure that all my listings in my shop is still on the right track. If any of these things are things that you've never considered before, or if there's anything you want me to go into more detail in or make a video about, let me know in the comments down below. The group chat is open. Otherwise, I love you all and see you again very soon. Bye, people.